Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. My name is Nyasha and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. Joining me, he's back, guys. You thought he left? Never. Huh? The best
Never
producer
left.
in the world. Huh? Put some
Always
respect on his name. Never left. Huh?
Never. I've been here all the time.
Been here. He has been here all the time.
Nyasha,
Never left.
my guy. I'm so
How you
happy to be
doing,
here.
Mario? Welcome. Let me do some
I'm doing well.
cheering.
Yeah. I really appreciated how you replaced me in like a second with someone who was smarter and more informed about F1 as me. And then I love it that you made it a point to say that she was also in the US. So the reason that I didn't join the podcast was because I'm apparently lazy. So love that.
Yeah, you know, you gotta get that work rate up, bro. I don't know what you want me to say.
I'm never missing one again. I'm terrified.
No, don't worry. Look, thank you so much for coming back for your show, your segment that we do, which is the Quick Stop F1 Race Preview Pod. And this week we are previewing the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which takes place in Baku this weekend, and there's a lot of news that's come out in the F1 world and new format to play with. But before we get into that, make sure if you're watching this, give us a like and subscribe. If you're watching this video, make sure to give us a 5-star rating on Spotify. We're trying to get to 500. Thank you to everyone who has, and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It all helps, and the more you guys do it, the more people we get out to, so thank you for that. Mario,
Yes.
we're gonna do a new section where you give us some race facts about before you do that, if you want to support the podcast and want an ad-free feed experience, then you can sign up to our Patreon, a link to which is in the description below. Okay, Mario.
Yes.
What are we going to call this section? You know what?
I'm not good on my feet with titles.
I'm going to call it Mario's Minute. Okay, so
it's not. Be honest to the people. Be honest to the people.
It's not even a minute. It's not even a minute. Saying. But okay, Mario's mini minute. You have a mini minute.
I would appreciate not to use the word mini around my name in general.
Mario's. I can only go so far with the alliteration.
This man started saying we need to keep
micro minute.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What is it?
We will workshop the name. We will workshop the name. For now, it's going to be Mario's half minute. How about that?
Yeah, okay. It's very literal and without, the alliteration there. But okay, Mario's
it was bad alliteration,
minute.
so it's fine.
It's fine. Mario's half minute. You're going to give us some stats about the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And
crunched some numbers, did some math. I'm ready.
Yeah? Are you ready for it? You got to do it before the music stops, okay? Are you sure?
Only one way to find out.
Only one way to find out. And Mario's half minute is go.
Okay. There we go. All right. So, Baku Circuit or Azerbaijan Grand Prix, formerly known as the European Grand Prix when it had its debut in 2016. It's been held 6 times, has 51 laps, and both the F1 and F2 records for fastest lap belong to Charles Leclerc. There's 2 DRS zones, 2.2 kilometers straight, which is one of the longest straights in the calendar. It has turns 2 and 3 for overtaking. There's 1.7 safety cars a race. That should have been a minute. So 1.7 safety cars a race, 3.7 DNFs per race. Most have been 5, least have been 1. And then this is the last point. Oh my God. You had that ready. You never trusted me.
I saw those stats, and I said there's no way he's getting through that in half a minute.
And let me tell you, when you said you have 30 seconds, I was like, yeah, that's fine. That totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
You were so confident.
But I mean, yes, obviously. Like,
Obviously.
hello. But like,
Yeah.
you set me up for failure. You had that song ready. You should have been like, oh, I should have had a song if you failed, because I would have never thought that you failed. Anyways, little bit of trivia, because I found it. They've been saying this so many times, but there's never been a repeat winner in Baku. There's never been,
Yes.
as in nobody has ever won more than once. So there are 3 active drivers who can become the first drivers to win twice, not in a row,
Whoa.
just twice. There are 3
That's-
active drivers. Do you want to try and guess?
Yeah, that is Max
Okay.
Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, and
Yep.
I'm going to guess Sergio Perez.
Absolutely right, my guy. 3 out of 3.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I get. That's what winners
But-
get.
Yeah, okay. So the only other thing, because this has been on F1 TV a lot, so I'm like not plagiarizing, but kind of just repeating. But I did want to say one thing though. On top of that, there are 2 active drivers who are tied for reaching the podium the most in Baku. I can tell you the number of times, and you can tell me the drivers, or you can tell me both things if you want. So 2 active drivers who have been in the podium the most.
In Baku.
In Baku, it doesn't matter first, second, or third. They were just on the podium.
I'm going to go Lewis.
That is correct.
And then active drivers.
Active drivers.
I'm going to go with... that is a sticky one. I'm going to go with Valtteri Bottas.
No, sir. So,
Who is it?
Sergio Checo Perez.
Is it Sergio?
He did it with Force India. He podiumed with Force India, man. I couldn't believe it. I think that's where it gets you. Yeah. So both of them
so
have
good.
3 podiums each. So that's a little thing on the like. If one of them doesn't podium, then the other becomes the most podiums at Baku.
That is, I didn't know. And you know what? That fair play to Sergio. I think we were saying in the podcast with Brad on Monday that it is, he really rebuilt his reputation after Mercedes at Racing Point / Force India, and it was results like getting on the podium in Baku, which were able to, which were good for him to do that. So look, thank you so much for all of those stats. I do appreciate it. And you know what I would say is Baku is, with all of those stats that you've thrown out, it is a crazy race. It is one of those races that can throw up the absolute, unimaginable. We've had Red Bulls piling into each other in 2018 between Max and Ricciardo. We've had Lewis and his brake magic, and all of that drama. In the same race, Max Verstappen's tyre blowout from the lead. I think Valtteri Bottas's tyre has gone out from the lead in Baku, as well as, obviously, the incident between Seb Vettel and Lewis Hamilton, where Vettel's, felt that, he thought Lewis brake tested him, and then he's gone into Lewis with a little, "What are you doing?" and he's driven into him. So it's a classic race.
The 2018, just like you said, when the Red Bulls tangled.
Yeah.
Ricardo won 2017. so
Yeah.
he won the year before, and then the year after he wins, that just adds frustration to the whole situation.
I can imagine, right? And that's the thing, because he won because Lewis Hamilton in 2017 was winning, and then the incident with Seb Vettel happened. Seb gets a penalty, and on the red car restart, Lewis, they don't put his I want to say, what is that thing called? Where
Oh man, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, not the neck brace, but yeah, they kind of like the head basically. It was kind of coming out. It was popping out of his car as he was going down the straight, and they forced him to go into the pits to get it fixed. So Ricciardo kind of benefited from all of that happening, and was able to, pardon me, come through and take a win. So yeah, he never wins boring races.
Yeah. So the DNF thing is interesting because like I just averaged out all the DNFs that there's been every year. Only year that there hasn't been DNF was the first year. Safety car. Only the first race there wasn't a safety car. Every year after that there's been a safety car. So this race can be super chaotic, I think, and will be.
No, for sure. I think it will be. I think you're right, Mario. I think it was 2016 was like a very boring race. I distinctly remember it being a very boring race.
You're absolutely
right. And then 2017, obviously, with everything that happened, kind of lit the touch paper, and we've kind of had an incredible race since. Baku.
Yes.
Baku has, well,
a new little format.
New little format. Got a new little format.
Gotta keep things interesting.
gotta keep things spicy.
I'm gonna say, compared to other sports, Nyasha, you watch soccer, or football. I'm sorry.
I was gonna
say. I'm sorry. I keep up with like most American sports, not as much as basketball. But what I'm getting at is, doesn't it? Maybe I'm wrong, but to me, it gives me a weird vibe with Formula One. How they just, I'm not gonna say randomly, but I didn't know anything about this like shootout thing or that this weekend was going to be a sprint weekend until they suddenly announce it with less than a week notice. So I don't know if that's me because I'm not that well informed, but I just find it as odd in sports to just throw that out there.
It's crazy, Mario. I mean, look, we're in a situation where this only got confirmed like yesterday, I want to say. So the teams had gone to the circuit not knowing what the format was going to be, that they were going to vote for it. It's insane. It's crazy. It shows that the sport... Look, I think what I want to do is talk to someone who's like closer to women's motorsport, but if you look at the way that they've run the F1 Academy and they've pushed that through, and there's no broadcast of this.
We
new
don't even know where
series.
it's gonna be. Not even if F1 TV is gonna pick it up.
They're not. They said there's going to be highlights packages and shoulder content, which is crap. Like, there's people on go-karting circuits who have got live streaming. You're telling me big series help to make women's motorsport more visible, help these drivers gain stature, and you can't even set up a little live stream. It's ridiculous. But going back to Baku and the sprint format, again, just rushing things through, the show before the sport, how we're in a sport which can just change format like this.
The NBA, just an example, they've been discussing a mid-season tournament, I think, for the last 4 years, and it's getting implemented next year. How do you find out in the same week that there's going to be something different? Like, it doesn't make no sense.
It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. But that's the sport we have, and I guess, some would say, look, you got to applaud them for trying, I guess. But I personally don't. It seems a bit haphazard. But look, let me read you the format. So, the new sprint format is Friday. We're going to have practice 1 and Grand Prix qualifying, which is going to be the qualifying that you normally see on a Saturday, and that's going to set the grid for Sunday. On Saturday, we're going to have the sprint shootout, pow, 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 and the F1
You've got
sprint.
the gun sound effect, Nyasha.
I do have a gun sound effect, but it's not. It's more of like a shot.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely
it's not like a.
Next time.
Next time I'll have that ready. So on Saturday we will have the sprint shootout and the F1 sprint. So the sprint shootout I will explain to you now because it's like qualifying, but as you can imagine, a little bit sprinty. We've got 3 sessions, and in the first sessions we've got the Q1, which is 12 minutes, 5 slowest cars eliminated. Then on to Q2, which is 10 minutes. 5 those cars eliminated again, and then on to Q3, which is 8 minutes. The first 2 sessions, you have to use your medium tyre, and then in the last session, you have to use your soft tyre. That qualifying or the sprint shootout will set the grid for Saturday's sprint race, which is a third distance. And yeah, the sprint race does not affect the championship. We're just going to have a sprint race for shits and giggles, basically. And then Sunday, there's, a thing called a Formula One race, which hopefully no one forgets what it's about. But I guess having heard all of that, Mario, what are your... Oh, hold on. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. And that is the shit that we're going to be going through. Yay! F1! F1 said, what do you want? Excitement! Huh? What do you think?
No, that was great. Good job. Good job.
Thanks.
Clip
Thank
that for the future.
Oh, yeah.
Not being worth anything is interesting. I don't like. I'm surprised how fast we went from talking about eliminating free practice says to eliminating them, because now we only have FP1. If any driver says anything like, oh no, now we have just one free practice, I hope we get it right, I'm gonna be so pissed, because all of them were like, we don't need so many free practices. Are we married to the sprint? Does this mean we're married to the sprint?
Well, look, this is the new format. I think this is going to be at the next 5 sprint races after this at, if I'm correct, Austria, Britain, Kota, Brazil. I think it's somewhere else as well.
Kota's having one too.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure Kota is.
Austria?
I think it is.
I got it. So it's going to be the Red Bull Ring in Austria, Spa, Qatar,
that was the one.
Kota, and Brazil, Interlagos.
Oh, so no England this year. Okay, cool. So, I mean, yeah, I think that's going to... Look, I think what they want to do, eventually, this will be at every race. So...
You think?
I think eventually that's what they want. If not every race, then a lot more than 6. Like, I can imagine. Look, for F1, they want to get people into the race. I think Brad was saying, he likes practice because at an F1, in practice, you can go all over the kind of stadium. You can sit in different places. Whereas with this, you're going to have people in their seat, primed and ready to watch racing. The gates are going to be higher on Fridays. There's going to be something worth watching, which is competitive. And then obviously with Saturdays, again, no practice sessions. We've just got 2 sessions of competitive racing. I love it as a content creator as well. Yeah, give me more to talk about now. Do I think that sprint races have been carried by one Lewis Hamilton's performance in Brazil? Then, yeah, I do think that for sure. And I don't think that we're in a situation where sprint races are that interesting. But I'm happy to give it a go. I'm happy. I guess as a fan, and a relatively new one, I guess. How do you feel about sprint races? Like, do you...
I think I have the same opinion that you do. Like Lewis Hamilton's performance kind of made it a staple. Made it like, if this is possible, we need to keep doing it. But I think I'm with the camp that's really kind of cliche. But I don't think people overtake enough. I don't think people take it as seriously as the Grand Prix. And I'm going to be honest. I didn't know. I had not read yet that the sprint didn't count for points this season.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, now it's just like entertainment value, and while that's very cool, Formula One is super entertaining. How are the drivers and the teams gonna perform, knowing that it's no points and it's strictly an entertainment thing?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, no,
No, go
you're
ahead.
totally right. I was going to say, like, where's the jeopardy? Where's the, if it's just like an exhibition race for shits and giggles, like, how likely is someone going to go through it? And I guess we'll see. I guess there was not going to, there was calls for, like, potentially for there to be, like, a sprint championship, maybe, but, that was kind of
That'd be
knocked on the head.
fine. I guess
It would be, but I guess I'm looking forward to when they just start reversing the grid. Personally, like
Yeah,
if
I
we're
agree.
gonna, if we're
I'm with
gonna
you on
do
that.
this,
Mhm.
let's just start reversing the grid. I don't understand.
What if we
why
just keep
don't.
up? Let's quick stop. There's going to be a quick stop sprint top 3 at the end of the season. We're going to put together our own top 3, like based on the
Okay.
points they scored on every sprint. We'll crown our own sprint champion.
But then if we do that, we're probably gonna have to give Max Verstappen another title, and I don't know how much I want to do that.
Let's put an asterisk on. Let's put a TBD next to the idea.
Yes.
Let's see how things go.
We'll stick a pin in that. We'll come back to
Yeah,
it once
yeah.
we know.
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
we know what it looks like.
No bias. It's just if we have the
know.
time, if it works with
Yeah.
the content, we got to work the job.
Funds, we've got to allocate resources accordingly.
Yeah,
And looks,
yeah.
speaking of which, at this point in time, I'm going to stick in an advert. And if you hate adverts, then sign up to the Patreon. We have a $2.99 Patreon free ad-free feed where you can listen to all of our podcasts from this year without an advert, and obviously there's a tier higher where there's going to be special content only for the Patreon members. So that advert for some
I
kind
haven't
of
heard
American
you. I haven't heard you mention the incredible merch and the pre-sale.
Oh God, sorry. You get an incredible merch level on there as well, and also you get pre-sales to merch and live shows. Speaking of live shows, the live
Nyasha.
show is on May 14th in Everyman Cinema Broadsgate. We're down to the last kind of like 30-40% of tickets, so make sure you grab one if you want to watch the 2021 Brazilian Grand Prix with us, as well as a live podcast in a nice little sofa. Get a sofa, free popcorn, free drink. What more could you possibly want? So yeah, that is the housekeeping. If you're listening on the podcast, this is an advert.
So
Well,
I want
after you.
I want to add, and I have to read these because I didn't memorize them at all. But did you see the breakdown of penalties for this weekend? Like a penalty on this that applies to the other thing. Like, did you see that breakdown at all?
I haven't. No. Would you like to share it with me?
Yes. So you described the weekend perfectly. But then we have a sprint shootout, and then we have a sprint, and then we have the race. So any grid penalty in FP1 and in Friday qualifying applies to Sunday's race. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Grid penalties in sprint shootout apply to the sprint. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Grid penalties in the sprint apply to the race.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So if you fuck up in the sprint, then it will move forward to the race. Yeah, that makes sense.
If we remove the points out of the sprint, I think the sprint should exist on its own.
But then that means I could just fucking yeet into the back of you with no consequence, no?
I would apply it to the next sprint. But then do I give a crap about the next sprint?
Yeah, that would make me want to take you out even more.
It's like, worst case scenario, they ban me from sprints. Oh shit, man.
Oh no.
Ooh,
Oh, no.
fresh tires? Fresh tires? No.
Oh no. Oh no. Please don't do that. Oh.
No, I want the sprints. I need the sprints.
No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
because you gotta, because obviously, I think when's the next one in Belgium? Oh, Austria. Sorry, so Austria's
Red
a
Bull
few
Ring,
races away. Austria's a few races away as well. So I
Nyasha,
think,
why do we have such a
yeah.
long break? And then we have 5 races in 6 weeks.
the reason we had a long break is because China was supposed to be on the calendar 2 weeks ago, but obviously because of everything that's happening in China with regards to COVID, they're not holding international events. So they, instead of replacing it, they just left it free. So what was supposed to happen was there was supposed to be a race 2 weeks ago, and there's a race now, and then we go into So I mean, look, the calendar is still absolutely clusterfucked. I mean, look, I could get into it because I read an incredible article about how DHL does all the logistics for the F1 teams like around the world, which is why they can't just be like, oh, we'll stick something in it, because the logistical nightmare, half the stuff, like there's stuff that's already on its way to fucking Miami, there's stuff like there's already on its way to like other places, and obviously they've got to pack things up, like, you know, the freight it takes to move F1 around is crazy. So maybe one day I will just have like me and a DHL logistics person talking about the logistics.
If you don't have me on a logistics podcast, that sounds like some nerd shit. If you don't have me on that one,
nerdy shit, right? That sounds great. Look, I can hear people falling asleep around the world. Any more on penalties, and then we can talk about Lewis Hamilton being topless to bring everyone back.
Hot take: Formula One switching to 100% green fuel is dope, but you just mentioned the incredible logistics and traveling and consumption of fuel to go all around the world. So feels like a little drop in a bucket.
Look, there's what is that meme where it's like what's the meme? Where it's like, oh, you hate... it's like, I hate capitalism, but it's like, oh, but you participate in capitalism. and it's like, you know what? Yeah, for sure. F1 flying around the world, racing cars is not doing great for the environment. I guess you got to applaud them trying, but yeah. Green fuels doesn't come in until...
2030?
Isn't it? Yeah, it's a while, isn't it? So I think they're trying to do the whole carbon neutral thing at the moment, but God, but that's the big reason why Lewis gave up his plane, to be fair. Like, he did have a plane and then he gave it up because he was aware of his...
Opened a vegan restaurant too.
It's not great. I'm not going to lie to you. I might even give it the...
Wow, if that's what you're saying from your bite...
Oh, you know what? Yeah, yes. I need to go to, like, I went to one and I was like, I don't think this is a good one. I'm gonna go to the one in central London. Okay. And I'm gonna go. I want to get like a good. Vlog it? Yeah, I'll vlog it. But I'm gonna see. But I don't. As far as vegan stuff goes, I've had. You know what? Let me reserve judgment. Anyway, speaking of Lewis Hamilton, we need to discuss something right now, because of course Lewis Hamilton is a 7/8 times world champion. Lewis Hamilton is one of the world's biggest philanthropists, actually the biggest philanthropist in sport. Fact. Lewis Hamilton is a fashion designer. There's a fact that came out the other day. Awesome. I think he's a sports person who's given the most money to charity.
That's
he is, what else is he? Fashion designer, music producer, singer, great uncle to his niece and nephew. But what this man is powerful beyond compare. This guy, if you don't know, every time Lewis Hamilton takes a thirst trap, someone gets fired out of here. Lewis Hamilton says, okay, you know what? I'm going to break it down for you. So look, this started. I think it started around the time of Vettel, right? So Lewis Hamilton did like a gym selfie, and then like the next day Vettel was like, I'm retiring, right? And then like later on that year, Ricardo, like Lewis Hamilton did like a topless picture, and then Ricardo left McLaren, and then he done another topless picture, and then Latifi left Williams, then he done another topless picture, and then Schumacher left Haas, and then there was another one. And please don't talk about it.
And I think there was other reasons why Latifi got fired for other reasons. I'm just saying.
You are pissing over the Lewis Hamilton topless curse. Topless curse.
I haven't pissed on the other ones. I need you to
I'm not saying stick with me here. Stick with me, Mario. I've not even finished providing my evidence. You know what? Defense. You can raise your case after the prosecution, have... Do you know what I mean? Okay? Objection not sustained. Okay, so...
Overruled.
I'm going to overrule that, okay? Back to what I was saying. Today, was it today? Or 2 days ago? Or yesterday? Lewis Hamilton, in his nice little baby blue trousers, backed off his top. He put some kind of caption on there. I don't know what the caption was. No one was reading that motherfucking caption. And then today, Franz Tost steps down as team principal of what do you call it? Alpha Tauri.
For AlphaTauri.
AlphaTauri. Mario, the prosecution puts to you that Lewis Hamilton maybe. When he went to, I want to say Africa, I don't know what countries he went to in Africa, so I'm just going to say nondescript Africa. Maybe when he went there and he was, dressed like Cecil Rhodes and he was, marveling at people with no shoes and I don't know what else. Maybe he was seeing the finest witch doctors he could find to give him the power to curse his enemies as soon as he backs off his top. I've presented to you some pretty strong evidence there. What says you?
You brought it back with the word enemy. Latifi, an enemy to Hamilton? Schumacher?
Do you know your...
No, I'm so sorry. I was thinking from a race perspective, from a racer against racer perspective. But of course, this is okay. I'm saying.
Do you remember when they crashed in Abu Dhabi and we're just there? We're there.
Abu Dhabi?
The ghetto! Arguing like they were fighting over 18th place or some shit. Cost us the fucking title. So
I think he still got an 8th.
In our minds and hearts, he has an 8th for sure. But
you said Schumacher, Vettel, Latifi, Tost.
Franz Tost,
Franz Tost. Is there another one?
Tost. Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah.
Okay.
Daniel Ricciardo.
You think his powers are getting stronger or less strong? The powers of the curse.
I feel like they're getting stronger. I feel like
based on the track record,
just, you know what I mean? Like if it honestly, if it wasn't true, and this is like scientific right now, if it wasn't true, then why the fuck does it keep happening? Riddle me that.
You can't. That's a complete statement. Hey, Nyasha, real quick. What would you want to happen every time you take your shirt off and take a picture?
I'd like to love myself a little bit more.
I was expecting something different, but my guy, you're a beautiful man. Don't you forget it. Just because your hair doesn't look like mine, we're all beautiful in our own way.
We're all beautiful. We're all beautiful. You know what? That sounded like that was probably what was in Lewis Hamilton's caption that we didn't read. You're so beautiful. You know, you can do anything you want to. Just get up. You know what? You know, all you gotta do is put your mind to it. You can have a body like mine. Okay. I sometimes I work out and like I hate working out, but then I get the motivation to work out. Lewis, let me tell you now. If I look like you, I would definitely have the motivation to work out. No, for sure. I think. Look, all jokes aside, there is a fucking curse out there. Let's be real serious about this. There is a curse out there, and the thing is, we can laugh about it. Me and you can laugh about it. I'll tell you why. It's serious. Not for me. Better call an ambulance. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me. Let me say that. When Lewis Hamilton takes off his top, I can look at it and be like, oh, you know what? That's cool. That's fine. People up and down the F1 paddock. Do you know what I mean? They're there. They probably got their blankets on. Just hiding in the house. They won't even open the windows.
The Lewis Hamilton shirtless rapture is not coming for this podcast.
It's never
not coming for, no.
Do you know the story of like? Is it the story of Moses? And you know, and my guy came and he took all the firstborns. That's like the biblical version of. Oh my God! I'm telling you now, that shit is dangerous. Not for me. So if you ever after you.
Imagine his memoirs, he dead ass puts like before the curse and after the curse in his chapters. Can you imagine?
It's gonna be like Regina George's burn book. Franz Tost is a nasty skank.
What did Franz do to Lewis though? We need to figure that out.
Franz Tost said that there should be, I think he said there should be a salary cap on drivers. Yeah, and they said to Lewis Hamilton, a salary cap. So Lewis Hamilton was asked about Franz Tost's views of F1 drivers and should they accept salary caps of 10 million because they should be happy to drive cars. And that's the clip where Lewis Hamilton is asked in a press conference. They're like, oh, Franz Tost said this. And then he says,
who's Franz Tost?
He said, who's that? And like, oh, the AlphaTauri director. And he's like,
Hey man,
I don't care.
I'm gonna defend Franz Tost and say that's just some broke bitch behavior, man. That team doesn't have the kind of money, you know. when I'm out here selling myself, you know, like I don't got the money Mercedes has. Fucking my team is worth less than Lewis Hamilton is worth. It's like, goddamn, can we lower the cap, please, guys? Come on.
Let me tell you now. Look, I think you ain't wrong. You're not wrong. And you know what, though? To be respectful, 18 years in the business. Congratulations, Franz Tost, on a wonderful career. He didn't get fired. He retired. But maybe, do you know what I mean? Maybe the spirit of the curse visited him in the night. You know, like Scrooge in A Christmas Story, and like a ghost of Christmas past comes, and he's like, Scrooge, you're a prick. Maybe that's what the curse does. Maybe it's just like a topless Lewis Hamilton just roaming round. He just going to Franz Tost. Franz, remember when you disrespected me like a little bitch? Resign. But no, that was some quality. F1
I was gonna say maybe Lewis would
really
hunt Latifi and like rip his tire while he's driving. But one, I don't think Lewis is that violent, and two, I think that's the opposite of what Lewis wants Latifi's car to do. Is like not stop. I think he wants the car to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I was tormenting
Interesting.
Nicholas Latifi as like
currently or in the past.
As a ghost, like if I was the ghost of Christmas, well, if I was the ghost of Lewis Hamilton's curse, and ghost of topless curse, and I was
would you have his abs as the ghost?
I would. I feel like that is like the outfit Like, do you mean, like
That's
all
what
of
I'm
us,
saying. It's like a
all of us,
uniform. It's like-
all of us little ghosts have like, you know how Drake got like the abs BBL. That's what we would all get as like company policy, like company benefits. I'd get like dental, healthcare, and like the Drake BBL abs.
Yeah,
basically.
Gotcha.
And then I would torment him by. I would take all of his Nutella jars, and I would leave breadcrumbs in them every time. Just like break, you know, like when people butter toast and then they leave like the breadcrumbs, and I would do that, but in his.
Okay.
And what I would have is like, do you guys have Marmite over there?
It doesn't ring a bell to me, but I was born in. I
Like
was raised in Puerto Rico.
Vegemite? I don't know. Like Chris, is there like an American version of Marmite?
I've only heard Vegemite since I follow F1.
Okay, there has been a total of 10 thirst trap kills as well, says Chris. So
What?
yeah, so
That's I can't complain. I cannot debunk 10.
some would say that it's a correlation. I would say that it is causation. And those are and then case closed, guilty.
I think that he is training. I think that the Schumacher thing. Stay with me.
Yeah.
I think the Schumacher thing is him ending in Mercedes is Lewis trying to fool us. I think it's Lewis trying to be like, let me get a little friendly fire so that they will never suspect me. It's like if Vettel was the curse, he would hit on Schumacher as well, because it'd be like, it can't be Vettel, they got Schumacher. I'm thinking we're being let off the scent a little bit. But I'm with you.
You're thinking.
Now I'm in the
Joey,
right thought process.
You see now. See, before you weren't really. I was wondering if your mindset was because sometimes you're not. You have to be ready to take on board this type of information. Do you know what I mean? I can't free your mind if your mind's not ready to be freed. Some people want to be under lock and key. Not me.
Not me.
I don't.
Not me.
Not me. Not me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Wake up, sheeple. Bah!
It's about time you all wake up. It's about time.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
You
You didn't ask me, Nyasha, but me personally, if I were to haunt anyone, I would do a simple one. If I were haunting Nick Latifi or you or someone like that, I would simply be close to them all the time and be like, Nyasha, and make you be like, what? And then there's no one there. And then I would do that about 15 times a day.
I mean, that's pretty much what you do in WhatsApp anyway. So that is true to. You come on, that was good. That was a good one. That was a good one. Come on, that was a good one. You gotta just take that was a good one. So
I'm just trying to have a good time here. I'm just trying to have fun. I'm just trying to like help. I'm just like here with my buddies trying to have a podcast, and then I gotta be reminded that I'm ignored 6 out of 7 days of the week. Okay.
Everyone is ignored. Okay, I am not good on my messages. I have too many messages, and it stresses me out. So this is why we get to do a show together, so we can catch up on all of the stuff that I miss. Okay, quickly, Charles Leclerc has brought a song out. I'm gonna live react to this song right now. Okay. I've not heard this song. I've just downloaded it and put it into here. Let's see what Charles Leclerc has to offer. Let's go. Here we go. This is Charles Leclerc with his new entry, Australia 23. Here we go. Anytime now.
Do you have Kleenex or anything for when you start tearing up?
Wow, I hope so. If this thing starts playing, but I don't think it's gonna play. What the? Oh, okay. I'm gonna play it outside of the podcast. That's such a shame. I can't believe it's done me dirty like that. Maybe because it's too long. I think it's too long. Anyway, I'm gonna listen to it now. Okay, hold on. Let me listen to it now. Let me turn it up real high. Here we go. Charles Leclerc, Australia 23. Oh. Actually, wait. Let me see.
Great podcast content. Great podcast
I'm
content.
gonna play it from my phone. That's a good point. Here we go. I forgot it was in my headphones. I was like, this shit is fire. This shit is fire. Oz 23, Charles Leclerc. Here we go. Where's the drop in this? Is there like a... Should we get a little...
No, wait. It's getting there. It's getting to the drop.
New Charles Leclerc! Oh gosh. What the fuck is this? No. What is this?
I'm gonna reveal myself a little bit here, but did you ever play Kingdom Hearts?
I did not play Kingdom Hearts.
It sounds like a song from that video game. This is how you know you were cooler than I was growing up. Is that for the thing about being cooler than me? Because that's
no, at all. I'm just trying to add some. You know,
are you producing? You're producing,
guys. He's still a novice on the piano. What is he? You know what? I respect it. You know what? I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's releasing that. That is. I don't want to. You know what? Because it's not nice to just shit on someone. Do you mean you shouldn't just shit on people. He is a much better piano player than I am, and I respect him for that. But my God, that is not good.
I'm going to relay a message. This is not mine. Chris is behind the scenes, notifying us that Tasha had the following to say. She thinks that the song was in fact an assignment given to him by his therapist.
Oh God.
I like that theory. I like that shit. I don't want to be a hater. It's not a bad song at all, but I am of the opinion that there's people who are probably super gifted in the piano, not me, that can compose amazing music that will not have the exposure because their name isn't Charles Leclerc. And that can be said for a lot of music, but I am strictly speaking about piano players in this song because it's literally just a piano and some strings.
Look, we all got to start somewhere, you know what I mean? And
but he gets to start in Spotify because he's Charles Leclerc. This isn't a song that should be on Spotify unless you got it like that. And he has it like that.
He's got it like that, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a solid 2, okay, out of 10. Mm-hmm. Good start, okay. Next time, I need some bass in there. Mm-hmm. Let's get some 808s in there. Let's get some... let's start getting some slaps. We need some do you know what I mean? I need that to start knocking in my car. I can't play this in my car, Charles. I need something I can play in my car. Until then, that will be a 2. Right, quickly. Prediction for the race.
For the race or for qualifying or for the race or for all of it?
Bloody hell. Right. Who is going to... You know what? Fuck all that. Give me something crazy that's going to happen this weekend. Crazy prediction.
What is a crazy prediction? Gasly will be in the top 6.
Oh, nice. That means someone's going to have to drop out. Ooh.
He has a good track record in Baku.
He does. He does have a good track record. There was a good issue. There's a good video of him fending off Charles Leclerc the other day from his AlphaTauri days, which was I think last year actually. My crazy prediction is that there will be a safety car from a first lap incident on the sprint race. Which will disadvantage Lewis Hamilton. No, George Russell. God forbid I'd predict that.
We need to cut. We need to cut that from the podcast.
Right. So that's that. So let's see what happens. We are going to be back after the race, the sprint race. Sorry, on Saturday. So stay tuned for that, and we'll obviously be back. Wait, hold on. No, we're gonna be back.
Are we
fucking
back tomorrow?
Tomorrow after qualifying. You're gonna get a pod from us today, tomorrow, and Saturday. So enjoy all of that.
I have a final question.
Yes.
This is critical.
Yeah.
Alonso said he would love to finish his career in the same team as Hamilton. Thoughts?
The ghetto. The ghetto.
Let me tell you now. Okay, I'd like to finish my career smothered by Beyonce's breasts. That's not an option. It's not an option. I can't do
You
that.
have that ready, locked in, bro. You have that locked in.
Let me tell you now. Tell you what's not locked in. Fernando Alonso being on the same career trajectory as Lewis Hamilton. Get the fuck out of here. Crazy. Right, we'll see you for a post-qualifying pod tomorrow, and a post-sprint race pod on Saturday. Until then, Mario, any last words?
Thank you for having me. Excited to be potting with you again.
Yeah, super exciting. And thank you guys at home. If you've been watching this, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe. 5-star rating on Spotify, and make sure you're rating us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. And obviously, if you want to support us, the Patreon is there for an ad-free experience and exclusive content and merch. Yeah, that's it. Remember, no matter what life throws at you, keep it on the black stuff. We'll see you after qualifying. Take care. Look, mate, if you've got this far, clearly you like what we do. So here's a link to subscribe to the Quickstop F1 family. Give that a click. And here's another link to some more cool on our channel. Sorry, cool stuff. And remember, no matter what happens, keep it on the black stuff. Click the stuff. Click the links. Click the links. Click the links. There. They're there.